Minesweeper and Solitaire. I'm sure no one has ever played that.
I've heard of
What are
those.
those?
Came out in 1990.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Palm Pilot Minesweeper, but not Microsoft Minesweeper.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and everything between, and welcome to our first video game retrospective here on SuperFancom. We will go year by year and talk about what was going on in the world of pop culture, the world of video games, all the releases, hardware, and news. We'll start in 1990 and then hit to 1991. Also, our thumbnail for the show was made by Justifag, who impressed
one of my editors-in-chief, I might add.
Yep. Who also does art for Gigaboots. I'm Retro Rick, and I'm joined by Gearhead Alice.
Hey guys!
Deej is MIA this week. He might join us later. Jace is somewhere. But we are joined by Dregonix again.
Yo, Piraka!
And special guest from Battle Geek Plus, Ryan Malina.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Ryan, for our new listeners and people who don't know, what is Battle Geek Plus?
Yeah, so Battle Geek Plus is a film production and a book publishing company. You know, I have a show on YouTube. I've been on YouTube since 2011. I worked with a lot of video game companies. I've worked with Capcom, I've worked with PDP, I've worked with Bethesda, and I've also worked with NIS America and SNK pretty recently. You know, I've done I've done some promos for them. I do have 2 sponsored reviews coming out for both EA and also a Spyro Reignited Trilogy and also Battlefield 5. So I'm kind of hard at work at those. You know, and
So yeah, we got friends in high places.
Yeah,
right.
We should work together more often.
Yeah, exactly, man. You know, so if you guys ever,
I'll send you a link to my server afterwards.
All right, cool.
Collaboration is the key to victory.
Oh, hey, we got Jace the Ace here.
Yeah, how's it going?
Yeah, there we go.
Hey!
Gang's all here. We are brought to you this week by the Green Teahouse, home of all natural teas. Go to the website, get free shipping off all orders over $60. Buy Humble Bundle, where for $12 a month you can get tons of video games into your inbox. Cancel anytime. Buy J-List, where you can get goodies from Japan, such as snacks, cosplay, and 18-plus items. Use the promo code MOER3UT4JJT3 to get 5% off your entire order. And by Think Geek, where you can get anything from Doctor Who bedsheets to Pokemon watches to a 1,000-piece Golden Girls puzzle set. All of these deals in the description below. And if anyone lives in Connecticut, head over to Bobby's World of Cards and Comics, located at 749 Saybrook Road, Middletown, Connecticut, until November 4th, Small Business Saturday. Each week, more and more items go on sale. And on the 23rd and 24th, they will have selected items going for 25% off. In addition, they have dollar bins that are half price, and they also have 50% off bins. Go to their website, bobbysworldccg.com. And before we get into our actual show, this week has been insane.
Oh yeah?
Yes. First, we start off the week by losing Stanley Martin Lieber, a.k.a. Stan Lee, at age 95.
The feels.
Yeah, the feels. It hurts so much.
Yeah.
Excelsior.
Excelsior, indeed.
At least he's with his wife now.
Yeah.
At least he died happily.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's also filmed a whole bunch of cameos, so yeah, he will still be in a
So we'll have
plenty
of...
There's going to be that one moment when we're watching a movie and we don't see the cameo that will finally hit us.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to think about that, guys.
Well, I'm just wondering if they'll ever actually outright say, yes, he was a watcher.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's right.
They've hinted around to it, but I'm wondering if they'll finally just, before the end of his cameos, just outwardly go, oh yeah, he was a watcher.
Yeah, probably. That's what they're going to do.
Then
sure
it got strange. We had screenshots from the Monster Rancher movie.
You mean the Monster Hunter movie?
Monster Hunter, yes, Monster Hunter.
Oh, yeah. I gotta be honest.
I was going to say, what? Monster Rancher?
I am going to... yeah, I am going to... I'm totally gonna watch that. Sure, it has nothing to do with actual Monster Hunter, and it's basically just a kaiju B movie with featuring some of my favorite monsters. But yeah, I'm just gonna be there to watch my favorite monsters blow the hell out of New York City, of my old hometown.
I love the freaking tweet with the screenshot from it. So the Monster Hunter movie is going to be a, quote, highly stylish, big screen adaptation of the video game, unquote. Huh? So in which game does the series exactly have we seen U.S. Army alongside tanks and machine guns?
Who knows? Who knows?
Though, if you consider my headcanon of the Monster Hunter world being a post-apocalyptic world that has after Elatrion unleashed monsters on the modern world and burned it to ashes, this movie fits right in with that. Might fit right in with that headcanon.
Yeah, Mila Jovovich put out a picture on Instagram that said, Alpha Team between takes. So much fun hanging with these two. The gorgeous and super talented Megan Good and one and only Troubleman 31. The days are long and exhausting out here in the desert, but it's worth it, and we feel like a close-knit team now. P.S. For fans of the games, all the armor and bone blades are going to be in the movie, too. It will all make sense when you see it.
Oh, nice.
Right.
There you go.
I hope so.
Made sense.
Okay, and then we got the Detective Pikachu trailer.
Which was amazing!
Yeah, that looks good.
Cute, fuzzy Deadpool.
It's amazing, and I love it.
Also,
that movie is following 8 accounts on Twitter, and one of them is Danny DeVito.
Yes, I
Nice.
Then we find out that PlayStation will not be attending E3 next year.
huh?
That's a shocker.
Bananas.
Wonder why.
First time ever. They've been in every E3 since its inception. First time ever. Sony's backing out.
Yeah, I mean, I've been going to E3 for about 7 years, and
I have never been to an E3.
Yeah, when we go into West Hall, it's going to be pretty empty when we go in.
Mostly because I am either in Minnesota or Missouri, and where is E3 held? Held again?
California.
Yeah,
California.
Los Angeles. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
The state that is currently burning to the ground as we speak.
Yeah.
Burn to the ground.
Burn to the ground! Burn to the ground!
Oh god, not that game.
So it's interesting. Interesting, actually. Go ahead.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I'm away from the fires, which is good, but
good.
I feel sad for the people who are,
Yeah.
Yeah. I really hope they
I hope
find a
things
way
turn
to
out
get
the
that under
best
control.
somehow with that. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Nintendo already seems pretty pumped that they got extra floor space, and so does Microsoft. Sony, of course, knowingly also backed out of doing their own event this year since Spider-Man launched. It's like, yeah, you guys already know what we got in the works. What are we going to do? Show you these few games again? So something tells me that them backing out of E3 will probably be the lead-in to them doing a big PS5 reveal, probably late into next year, or maybe even beginning of the year.
What
Who
could
knows?
they possibly like?
They've got no games on the horizon right now. Everything is out that they've got or is coming out next year.
And it's like, what? I see. I've never really followed PlayStation. My PS4 was my first PlayStation console. Honestly, I see no next to more games. I see no real value to to getting a PS5 in addition to my PS4 if that happens.
I still
because
don't
I'm
have
not
one.
a specs nerd.
I'm
I
not
don't
a
care
specs
about
guy.
numbers.
I care about gameplay, and I care about story. And
I care about if the games are good. I don't show off all of your 4K 1080p volumetric god rays all you want, but
I mean, there's only 2 words that would really make me want to run out and get a PlayStation 5 day one, and that would be backwards compatible.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's
My
backwards
God.
compatible to the 4, the 3, and even the 2, then I am totally game for it. Because, I mean, the 3 is backwards compatible to the 1 anyway.
It's
So,
like
I mean, if it's
Sony
completely
forgot what backward
compatible-
compatibility was.
You know, I mean, like Nintendo, they do the proprietary
Nintendo, they
thing,
do backwards
whatever.
compatibility.
You know,
They
but
do
they've done
virtual
compatible,
console
you know,
most
and,
of the time. And plus
Microsoft,
they keep things
they've been
interesting
pretty
with
good
each
with
new
it too.
console.
Yeah, Nintendo, they're an outlier though. So I mean, but Sony not being at E3, that's a shocker, and it's going to be interesting this year. One less press conference to watch and make fun of though, which disappoints me a bit too.
Yeah. well, actually, what I think they're going to do is, they're not going to attend E3 next year, but they're going to but they're probably going to have they're going to have PlayStation Experience in the summer, kind of close to E3, so then they can reveal probably the PS5 over there. Like they'll have their own event rather than going to E3.
Similar to XO8.
Yeah, because I know EA backed out of E3 to have their own event.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like anybody really cares about EA, but
and finally, Nintendo wins its lawsuit over MU Paradise, causing them to pay $12 million in damage.
Is that what you sent to the group chat, Rick?
Huh?
Is that what you sent to the group chat about
it's like
something?
Yeah.
How?
Here's the thing, and this is something I've noticed. Now I don't know how this works out, at least in because this sort of things happened in the past with the Recording Artists Association and stuff like that, going after people with Napster and shit over the years. But I'm pretty sure, at least the way that this is probably playing out behind the scenes with Nintendo, is that they're not expecting that money. That is a publicly disclosed amount that is being put out there to scare off any other websites or any other people who are going to think, oh well, that is them. It will never happen to us. 2 to 1, they reached probably a behind closed doors number, and and there's some sort of other agreement going on there.
Here's the thing. My stance on digital piracy is this: if it's on the market and currently being sold, sure, I'll buy your thing. But if no one is selling it, if you're not profiting off it, if it's not on the market, I'm gonna pirate that. You can't stop me. And here's the thing. I already said that. I need to stop being so repetitive.
So
anyway,
repetitive?
People will still find ways to distribute ROMs. Hell, I still download ROMs to this day, mostly of GBA games that, again, aren't on the market.
Yep, me too.
Mm-hmm.
And most of which I already own. I have my big old bag of gold. It's like, I swear to God, I have this little lunchbox type thing that has all my games, my GBA and DS games on it. I've had it since I was like It was my old school lunch bag from elementary school.
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's hop into the Wayback Machine and go to the year 1990.
Oh, 1990.
Alrighty.
Ooh.
The top
8 years
that-
before I was born.
The top movies at the box office were Kindergarten Cop, Dick Tracy,
Yep.
Die Hard
It's not a
2.
tumor.
It's not a tumor. Die Hard 2, Die Harder, Total Recall, The Hunt for Red October, Ninja Turtles,
Yes.
Turtles.
Pretty Woman, Dances with Wolves, Ghost, and Home Alone.
I've seen Home Alone. I don't know any. I have not seen any of the others. Probably.
I've
wait.
seen all of them, but I've seen all of them, but not all of them in theaters. But I saw a whole bunch of them on video. You know, the R-rated ones.
We also had DuckTales the movie, Jetsons the movie, Ernest Goes to Jail, Darkman,
Oh,
Edward.
yes.
I love
Darkman,
Darkman.
yes. Love
Edward
Darkman.
Scissorhands.
What? Darkman?
Oh, Edward Scissors.
Dun, 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 dun,
Goodfellas and Back to the Future 3.
I'm sorry, I had to.
I know.
You're good.
In
Mega Man
TV,
5.
a little show called The Simpsons airs their first regular episode, Bart the Genius, on Fox.
Holy shit.
Yep, I saw that.
I gotta be honest, I have never liked The Simpsons.
Blasphemy.
Go away.
I don't like The Simpsons. I don't like SpongeBob.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a few of the memes they've spawned, but I am generally just not a fan.
I wasn't a fan of SpongeBob for years until I discovered the wonderfulness that is Patrick.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Patrick.
Also, on NBC, Aerosmith would appear on Wayne's World with Tom Hanks as the host. The Ultimate Warrior defeats Hulk Hogan for the world title at WrestleMania 6.
That was huge at school, man. I remember that.
Same.
Yeah.
A future watch and riff for SuperFancom. Cartoon All-Stars to the rescue. A special
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
a special programming warning children about the dangers of drugs, featuring characters from several Saturday morning cartoons, simultaneously simulcast on ABC, BET, CBS, Fox, NBC, USA Network, and Nickelodeon.
Move
That's
over,
such a weird
Infinity War.
combination.
I know. Movie Time is officially rebranded as the E Network.
Okay.
Fox Kids, a channel programming block, debuts on Fox.
Oh, yeah.
Also debuting, the Disney Afternoon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, my childhood.
Oh, man.
Chris Farley, Tim Meadows, Chris Rock, Adam Sandler, and Rob Schneider join the cast of Saturday Night Live.
Oh, Saturday Night Live. That's a good lineup.
Twin Peaks and In Living Color debut.
Oh, Living
Twin
Color.
Peaks, something I really need to watch.
It's so good.
Homie, don't
I mean,
play that.
Yeah, we don't
Especially
play.
considering I quote it on the regular, mostly thanks to Autark of Flame. The owls are not what they seem.
The first Prince of Bel-Air debuts, introducing us to a young man from West Philadelphia, born and raised.
On the playgrounds where I spent most of our days.
Nice.
Chilling at Max and relaxing all cool now, shooting some b-ball outside the school, when a couple of guys who were up to no good. Come on, we got to finish the meme.
No, you're done.
Start trouble in my neighborhood.
Stop.
I got into one fight and my mama got
The
scared.
kid said, "You're moving into Auntie and Uncle in Bel Air."
Bel-Air.
I begged and pleaded with her day after day, but she gave me my suitcase to send me on my way. She gave me a kiss and then she gave me my ticket. I put my Walkman on. I said, I might as well kick it.
Congrats to
I
you
was
for
in
knowing the
cab, and when
entire
it
whole
came
thing.
near, the cab ran
damn.
over a cat.
All right,
If
Lon,
anything, I could say that this cat was dead, so I thought I might as well kick it into
All right.
the sewer, but I thought, man, forget it.
okay, Dre, simmer down, Dre.
All I have to say is, let's go full circle with it. How about we have a sequel/spin-off series now, where he sends his kids to the freaking, tough side of Philadelphia.
I was just about to say
Yeah,
that.
that would work.
Oh.
Okay. Law and Order also debuts.
Ooh, good show.
Dun,
Good show.
dun.
Season
doink.
3 of Star Trek, The Next Generation, ends on a cliffhanger involving Captain Picard being assimilated by the Borg.
I am the Curtis of Borg.
Recruiters from Borg. Fox's Peter Pan and the Pirates debuts, only to end the next year on my birthday.
I like that show.
That was it had Tim Curry as Captain Hook. It was amazing.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
One of the top, like, I'd say one of the top 3 Captain Hook performances, like, of all time. Because there's that one. There's Chris Walken and Dustin Hoffman.
Though if you want a good Peter Pan adaptation, read Peter and the Starcatchers.
Okay.
Basically turns into a cosmic horror story.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, okay.
We also have the cartoon,
and it's surprisingly loyal to the original.
Good to know. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures.
Yep, love that show.
Captain
Wild Stallions.
Captain Planet and the Planeteers debuts.
Yep, like that show.
Fire, water, wind. My power sucks. By our powers combined, I am Captain Ham.
Protect the environment, or I'll kick you in the nuts.
We also had Beverly Hills 90210.
Shout out to Man Without a Body.
Yes.
Watch his videos.
NBA on NBC debuts, and the first game is the Lakers versus the San Antonio Spurs. Ending in 1990, we had You Can Do It on Television, Pinwheel, Chippendales Rescue Rangers, DuckTales, Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3, Gravedale High, Pee-wee's Playhouse.
That's Mama Luigi to you, Mario.
Does it toast?
That's Super Mario World.
Dang it.
That's the other series, or the third series, rather.
There are 3 of them. Why?
There was the Adventures of Super Mario Brothers, which was part of the Mario Brothers Super Show, where most of those had nothing to do with the games at all. They were just parodies of pop culture things. Then there was the Adventures of Super Mario Brothers 3, which kind of had something to do with the game, but also not really, because Millie was in the episode. And then there was Super Mario World, which had Yoshi and Uka.
That was a Luigi. Instantly, basically, were any of those... I never actually saw any episodes of those, but were any of those actually good?
In a nostalgia way? Yeah. I mean,
I know about...
Well, I liked them as a kid, but nowadays, not so much.
They're a little hard to watch nowadays. If I had to say...
I do know about the Sonic cartoons, though. Yeah, we had we had Sonic Sat AM, which was awesome, Sonic X, which was pretty good, and Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which was pingas!
And, of course, we don't like to talk about Sonic Underground.
Nope, just the awesome theme song. But let's continue on here. Let's continue on here.
Yeah.
We also had the miniseries It.
And then we got Sonic Boom, which was back to being great.
Wait, do you mean like It the Clown?
Yeah, Pennywise.
Yeah.
We can never go an episode.
The Tim Curry It.
Okay.
Yes.
Getting off of TV. Okay. Some notable births. We got the Block of Wood, Kristen Stewart, and Jennifer Lawrence. We got Margot Robbie being born. Emma Watson.
Yay! Emma Watson.
Chris Hemsworth's brother Liam.
Yay!
Natalie Patamdes, or better known as Buttercup from the Powerpuff Girls.
Buttercup.
Nice.
Grant Gustin, a.k.a. The Flash. Cassie Serbico, also known as Nova on Sharknado.
Oh, Sharknado.
Thomas Brody Stanger, a.k.a. Newt from Maze Runner, and Ferb from Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Ashley Birch, Chloe Price from Life is Strange, Cassie Cage from Mortal Kombat X, and Rise from Persona 4, and Sasha from Attack on Titan.
I've heard very varying opinions on Life is Strange. Granted,
it varies from who you are.
Granted, most of the negative opinions I have heard have come from a very questionable person. But
okay,
I really like Life is Strange, to be honest.
It's about hipsters.
Yes. Sadly, we did lose the skipper from Gilligan's Island, Alan Hale, Sammy Davis Jr., and Muppets creator Jim Henson, who turns out would be his final appearance on the Arsenio Hall show, who died 2 weeks later.
R.I.P.
Yeah. I remember that.
And then in music, we had Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You, New Kids, Step by Step,
Skinhead O'Connor.
Yes. We had the Juggernaut, Ice Baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
No, I'm kidding. We had Madonna's Vogue.
Ice Ice Baby, one of many songs that's more of a catchphrase than a song. In a similar vein as Who Let the Dogs Out.
We will never forget that time that Vanilla Ice actually went to court over this to prove that he did not steal the song and literally sang his duns and just oh no, it's different. Listen, it
goes. All right, in the world of that, then we head to the world of comics. We'll be done with this quick. Then we'll get into video games. The Days of Future Past storyline is the sequel to Days of Future Past, introducing us. Appears in the annuals of Fantastic Four, New Mutants, X-Factor, and X-Men. New Century Comics, Disney Comics, Millennium Publications, and Dawn and Quarterly all enter the marketplace. The merger of Time Inc. and Warner Communications, parent Disney Comics, merged into Time Warner. Spider-Man #1 was the start of the Torment storyline, which marked Todd McFarlane's first major outing. And in 1990, a comic strip was started that featured a group called the Ninja Turtles.
Yay, Ninja Turtles!
Okay, and now let's get into the video games.
Right on.
All right.
We actually started with the Nintendo World Championships.
Yeah, I remember that.
I saw the. I mean, all I know about that is basically May begins and ends at the Angry Video Game Nerds episode on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in Fair Park Automotive Building in Dallas, Texas, and ended up touring 30 cities across the United States. Players from separate age groups, 11 and below, 12 to 17, and 18 and above, competed across 3 days. Top scorers then competed for the title of city champion. The finalists won a trophy, $250, and a trip to the World Finals at Universal Studios in LA. The runners-up won a Nintendo Power Pad and a Game Boy. The winners were Thor Ackerland taking first place, Jeff Henson taking second, and Robert Whiteman taking third. Thor Ackerman later became an official game spokesman for Comerica Corporation, a direct competitor of Nintendo immediately after winning.
Was Thor his birth name, or did he just acquire that?
His actual name was Thor.
Thor.
Okay. Interesting.
Fellow Norseman.
Yep. Jeff Henson later became a United States representative to Japan to win the World Championship in Tokyo later, and then again in Las Vegas for the championship. Yuichi Suemiya, and there's no anything about Robert Whiteman. Then we go to business. Toy headquarters merges with Trinity Acquisition Corporation, forming THQ.
Oh, yeah?
Good old THQ.
Yeah. And the name exists to this day due to some other company buying the rights to it.
Yep.
We got new companies like IDOS, now Square Enix Europe.
Whoa.
Yep.
Eidos did Bionicle Heroes, I believe.
Yes, they are all also responsible for Deus Ex, Resident Evil Code Veronica, Code and Nemesis, Kane and Lynch, and the Tomb Raider series.
Whoa.
Oh shit, what the hell was that one game? Had like the cel-shaded artwork. Fear Effect.
Oh yeah. Interactive Studios, now Blitz Games. Most notable for Epic Mickey 2, Karaoke Revolution, and Glover.
I still need to play Epic Mickey. I mean, Stormer has...
It's a good...
criticized
it's a good
many times.
platformer.
Stormer has mocked me many times for not having played it. Storm, I know you're watching.
Team 17, best known for the Worm series.
Yep.
Natsume Inc., famous for the Harvest Moon series.
At least for owning the name Harvest Moon nowadays.
Yeah. Revolution Software, mainly known for the Broken Sword series. And now, let's get into the actual games being released.
Okay.
Yay!
All right.
What a year. What a year.
Bonk's Adventure is released on the TurboGrafx 16 as the first appearance of Bonk as the mascot for the TurboGrafx 16.
A console I know nothing about.
Yeah.
Oh, man. My buddy still owns his, and... Oh, man. Like, what a freaking trip.
That game is amazing.
When you look at the chronology of 16-bit systems, like, you say 16-bit, your mind usually goes to either Genesis or SNES.
Okay, hang on. Pause for a moment. I don't know if it's just your mic sensitivity there, but you said so many S's in that last sentence that it, like, blew out my eardrums.
Oops.
Okay.
You're
basically,
hissing like a snake. But basically...
I don't know why it was doing that, but people either think Genesis or SNES, but Genesis and TurboGrafx came out back before the SNES came out. So yeah, Bonk kind of a big deal character in my opinion. Like, plus they were called Clue cards. I don't know what they were called in the States, but the cards that the TurboGrafx games came on were just so cool looking.
Oh, yeah?
You know, I mean, like, picture like a credit card, you know, maybe a little bit thicker, and that was what the cartridges were. They weren't cartridges, they were cards.
Ooh, that's really cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing...
keep them in a, you could, like, keep them in a friggin' box of things or a wallet.
Yeah, I mean, I've never played a TurboGrafx, but I did see them at Toys R Us, though.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Like, when?
Years ago.
Like back in back in 1990.
Also, Namco releases Kushidayuki, World Stadium 90, Final Lap 2, Pista Dynamo no Buken, which is a spin-off of Barobu Man.
Pistol Dynamo no.
Yes. Dragon Saber, Rolling Thunder 2, Steel Gunner, and Golly Ghost.
Rolling Thunder, I believe Storm mentioned that one to me once. One of you mentioned it. Someone mentioned it.
Nintendo releases the NES game Super Mario Bros. 3 in North America. It sells 17.28 million copies.
Yep, I remember that.
Oh, yeah. So, hell, I remember the freaking feature-length commercial that they put out.
The Wizard.
The Wizard, yeah.
I love the Power Glove.
It's so
bad. And I mean bad.
Konami releases Snake's Revenge.
Wait, drinking game. Drink every time I make an AVGN reference in this video.
God.
All right, there's gonna be a lot of drinking.
Alright, Konami releases the sequel to Metal Gear Snake's Revenge.
Metal Gear?
It's developed without the involvement of Kojima.
Yep.
Yep.
Williams releases Smash TV in arcades, a twin-stick shooter about a violent game show. In April, Nintendo releases Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light in Japan, innovating the technical role-play genre.
Yay, roleplay!
Origin releases Ultima 6, The False Prophet. In July 12th,
Fire Emblem.
Nintendo of America publishes Final Fantasy for the NES in North America.
It's kind of fascinating that 1 year after that, they would wind up publishing Final Fantasy II, aka Final Fantasy IV, on the SNES.
Oh yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 2, Solid Snake for the MSX2 computer is released exclusively in Japan.
Metal Gear Solid, Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Snake's Revenge, Metal Gear... I think, is it too... I never played any Metal Gear games or Metal Gear Solid games, but already I'm not sure where to start.
After that, Nintendo releases Dr. Mario.
Ew, Dr. Mario.
A game my dad loved.
Oh, nice.
My mom is a huge puzzle game person, and to this day, one of my favorite
decent at puzzle games.
on my SNES is the Tetris Dr. Mario cartridge, which also had one of the most disturbing and entertaining commercials for a puzzle game ever.
Oh, yeah.
So the two-headed person arguing with themselves, Tetris, Dr. Mario, Tetris, Dr. Mario.
Oh,
I remember that one, yeah.
That sounds really bad.
September 26th, Origin releases the first Wing Commander game.
Oh, first Wing Commander.
Ooh.
Dre, you'll appreciate this. In September 28th, Capcom releases a game that introduces us to Rush, Proto Man, and a slide ability.
Mega Man 3!
Yeah, Mega Man 3.
Yep, I got that for Christmas that year.
If I may make a recommendation here, anyone watching, look up Stone McKnuckles' Top Man remix. Probably the best one I've ever heard.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, I will probably be the one on the show who makes the music recommendations because that's.
Yep. Sierra Online releases King's Quest V.
Ooh,
Oh,
I think that's the best one out of all of them, in my opinion.
yeah,
Oh,
I
God.
do not know what King's Quest is.
It's a point-and-click game.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
okay.
Come think of it, I have
Classic.
heard of it. I think.
LucasArts releases The Secret of Monkey Island.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is an awesome game.
Oh,
November 1st, Mega Man 3 is released in the U.S.
Yeah.
I liked the Mega Man games.
Which one's your favorite?
The one for the Game Boy, I think it was.
There were a lot of them for. Well, there were 5. There were 5 Mega Man games on Game Boy.
Of course there was.
first
I'm not
one-
sure which one it was, to be honest.
It was probably Mega Man V. That was the best of the 5, and it was awesome. Also featuring what many believe to be the best Robot Master of all time as its final boss.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
In November 21st, Nintendo releases Super Mario World and F-Zero in Japan as a launch title for the Super Famicom.
Yep.
Nice.
So we would get it, I
Next
think,
year.
in August.
A year later,
Yeah.
Also in December, Commander Keen is released as shareware.
I remember that.
Shareware.
Yep.
Sega releases G-Lock, featuring the first 3D 360 gameplay that physically rotated the real-world player.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
Huh.
Sid Meier's Railroad Tycoon is the first Tycoon game.
Oh god, my brother and I were obsessed with those
Tycoon.
games.
Oh, God, no.
Mindscape publishes Captive. And then we got a couple we got ActRaiser.
Oh, God, that's such a good game.
I do not. What is it?
It's like
Okay,
it's
so,
like an RPG. Yeah, take it.
It's kind of an oddity as far as games go back then, but picture kind of a god/city building simulator, but you have no control over that per se. Your god moments are more or less spent as this little tiny angel thing doing kind of a scrolling shooter type thing going on. The meat and potatoes of the game is actually a very deliberate action platformer where you're like this godly entity, kind of Norse deity looking-ish dude who's killing off huge swaths of evil things in order to bring about humanity, make sure that it flourishes. Yeah, kind of sort of. It's a very odd game. They did do a sequel to it, but they dropped all of that whole God Simulator stuff from it, and it's much less impressive as a result.
What was this called again?
ActRaiser.
ActRaiser.
Oh, okay.
I've heard the name. I just wasn't sure what it was.
Yep, it was
didn't
by
know what it
Enix.
Yep. We also got Adventures of Lolo 2.
I like that game.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Back to the Future Part 2 and 3.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
my God.
man.
No.
Looking for that's the noise of me trying to figure out what AVGN reference to make. Everyone take a shot.
Then
Shot a
Sunsoft,
Rolling Rock, preferably. Given subject matter.
Sunsoft gives us Batman on the Genesis.
Yes, Batman.
And then they also give us on the NES, which are two different games entirely.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Batman
Yeah,
on the
I
NES
remember
is
that.
good. Sorry,
That was actually
I need to play it.
those were the good old days when something released on multiple platforms, even if it was made by the same company, was always a completely different game.
Yes. We also got
Because there was also the Game Boy one too.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
We also got a game that I've played to hell and back, Chippendale's Rescue Rangers.
Oh, yeah, I love that game.
Yeah.
Especially two-player.
God, yes. Then we got Chrysalis.
Oh, love Christmas.
Oh, the shout out to Gigaboots.
Yep. That's the only reason I know.
Chrysalis, play
That's the only reason I know that game. Then we got Dick Tracy.
Oh man.
Yeah, I remember Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
Actually, never finished it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for good reason. AVGN demonstrated quite well why that was.
Yep.
A Danmaku barrage of snipers on the roof. Not to mention, you don't even have to play through half the game if you know what to do. For comparison, I'm actually making a game right now in RPG Maker that has a similar kind of investigation mechanic. You go around gathering information, so you can, because the idea is you're setting up for a heist against this organized crime syndicate. But whereas Dick Tracy on NES was set up in a way where you could basically skip half the game if you already knew what to do going in. Here, you actually you actually have to collect equipment and stuff and power yourself up and actually do more stuff to prepare. If you just gather all your party members and just go in, just barge in right away, you'll get shredded by the final boss because she is so much higher level. And but yeah, you actually have to do stuff to prepare.
Good. We got also Double Dragon 3, the Rosetta Stone for Game Boy.
Not a big fan
Not to be
of that.
confused with Double Dragon 3, Bimmy and Jimmy.
Yes.
I am just cranking out the AVGN references.
We got Dragon Quest 4.
Love Dragon Quest.
yes.
Yep.
I
Dragon.
have never played Dragon Quest. I probably should.
I only played the first one.
They are classics.
Yep. I played all of them except 10 because 10 is the MMO.
Yep.
yeah.
I have not played 10 or 11, but that's because I don't have a PS4.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you should play 11. It's amazing.
When it comes out on Switch, I will play it.
Oh, yeah.
We also got Dragon's Lair.
Oh, Dragon's Lair.
Quick time events, the game.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
but I love it.
Not the
As
the
opposed to
console ones that came
The
out.
console
Yeah.
version,
not the
which
console.
was a Kaizo platformer that was just horrible in every way, shape, and form. You die by touching the door.
Yep.
Yeah.
We also got Final Fantasy 3.
Yeah.
Next
Which Final Fantasy
in
3?
in Japan,
Yeah.
Final
Yeah,
Fantasy
yeah, the
3.
Japan.
I go by usually I use US names and titles, but I go by the Japanese numbering because
They retconned the numbers. That's why.
didn't the US skipped a bunch.
Yeah, we also get Final Fantasy Legend 2 for Game Boy.
Yep. Which isn't a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, instantly. Yeah, Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy
Legend
6, I believe it was. Otherwise known as
Saga
Final Fantasy
series.
3 in America. What? Yeah. Hang on. Who was? Wait. Can I? Wait. Did you want to say something?
No.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say.
Final Fantasy
Oh.
was Final Fantasy is technically the Saga series.
Yeah, the Saga Frontier.
Huh. Yeah, but yeah, I was saying I've never really been into Final Fantasy all that much. The only Final Fantasy game I've played is Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 3 in America. On I'm not sure whether I played the Super NES or the GBA version. I think it was the GBA version because I don't think that one had the son of a submariner line in it.
Yeah, it was the
Much
SNES
to my
one.
dismay.
Yeah. We also got Gargoyle's
Ted
Quest.
Woolsey is amazing.
Oh, Gargoyles.
Gargoyle's Quest, starring the Red Aramer.
Oh man.
We also got a
Quickly
game.
followed up by, which would be followed up by Demon's Quest.
Yes.
Why did the Red Aramer have to become his own character? As someone who has as someone who has suffered through super ghouls and ghosts, well, I wouldn't at least the first three levels of it. I have a video of it up on my channel. It's called Super Killer Coral 2000XX because Killer Coral is life. I am well aware of the Red Aramers, and I have actually been considering doing a video of, God, could my voice get any higher? I swear to God, I hate my stupid prepubescent voice. I'm 20 years old and I've been considering doing I've been considering doing a video on Demon's Crest. I've never played it. Storm says it's really good. It's a Metroidvania.
It is a great
And
game.
you know I like those.
Then we go on to a game I think I'm the only one who likes. It's Little Nemo, the Dream Master.
Oh, I love that game, dude.
Oh, Little Nemo's
Yeah.
great.
Never heard of it.
based off the movie. Then you got Ghostbusters 2.
I think that's an okay game. It's not that great.
It's better than the first one.
Yeah.
But that's not
Somewhat
saying much,
ironically.
Then we got a game I
Doesn't even
played
have a final boss.
so much as a little kid, Go-Go Tank.
Oh, yeah?
Then we got Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu.
Yep.
John Madden Football.
Fun fact, actually, the original Kung Fu on the NES...
John Madden.
Yep.
The original Kung Fu on the NES was originally based off of a movie that, for some odd reason, they just completely forgot it was based off of a movie when they brought it stateside.
Oh, yeah.
So it's based off of a Jackie Chan movie. Yep.
A PC game that I love to this day, Mad Dog McCree.
Yes, love Mad Dog.
Yeah.
Dude,
That game is amazing.
No.
I could never beat Mad Dog at the end.
No one never. A game I think we all played, Math Blaster.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I never
Can't
played
say I
that.
did.
Love Math Blaster.
Then we got Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
I love that game too.
That game is amazing.
Featuring Mecha Jackson.
What was it? Just you dancing to the moonwalk?
Well, there's two versions. There's an arcade version, and there's the Genesis version.
Okay.
Michael Jackson's
the
Moonwalker.
arcade version is
A bizarre game based off a bizarre movie.
A movie which I own and will eventually do a watch and riff of.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna have
God,
to watch
yes.
it.
It's not bad, but it makes some... the game that is, but it makes some very questionable decisions.
Then we get
Like RNG car bombs. You have to check everything. And the bomb hurts you, not just the explosion. And
Yeah.
oh crap, my headphones explode again.
You're good. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Then we get
Yeah,
games I'm sure no one ever played. We get Microsoft Minesweeper and Solitaire. I'm sure no one has ever played that.
I have
No,
never
gee,
heard of
what
it.
are
It came out in
those?
1990.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Palm Pilot Minesweeper, but not Microsoft Minesweeper.
It's the same game.
I've totally never heard of these things, you know.
No,
No
Never.
way.
never. We also got A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
British coming.
The main theme of that is surprisingly good.
It is. Ninja Gaiden for the Atari Lynx.
Did you just say Ninja Gaiden? Ha! Gaiden! No, seriously, it's Ninja Gaiden.
I know, because we also have Ninja Gaiden 2, Dark Sword of Chaos.
The best one on the NES, yeah.
Then we got a game I never was into, Pilot Wings.
I like that game.
Yeah.
I have heard that... Wasn't there a second one?
Pilot Wings 64.
Yeah. Well,
I like the original better.
I actually remember probably more fondly. I mean, it definitely was cool as far as it wasn't launch. It was shortly after launch, but between that and F-Zero, they both really show off the Mode 7 capabilities of the SNES.
Yeah.
And it had some great white boy funk.
Yeah.
We got Raiden. The side-by-side
first-
shooter. Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
Raiden was a top-down shooter.
I like the Raiden, yeah.
It's a fun fact.
No, that's Raiden too.
The gaming club at UMass Amherst actually purchased a arcade cabinet of it, and while I was at UMass, I happened to have a car that it was just like, okay, how are we going to transport it? And I'm like, I think we could fit it in my car. I was driving a Scion XB at the time. The Scion XB, wonderful little box, much larger on the inside. I fit the entire damn arcade cabinet from one end of the car to the other and shut the trunk.
Oh, wow.
So to this day, it's still one of my favorite cars of all time because you can fit a fucking arcade machine in it.
That's amazing.
Incidentally, yeah, there are two kinds of shooters: speed shooters and Danmaku shooters. I'm good at the latter. I suck at the former. Raiden is one of the former. As much as I like it, there was a a port called a Flash recreation called Raiden X that was basically a Flash port of Raiden 2. Yeah, that I used to play as a kid.
Then we get SCAT, Special Cybernetic Attack Team.
Oh, yeah.
Then we get one of the hardest NES games ever, Silver Surfer.
Oh, God.
The game only made to be rented.
A game only redeemable for its absolutely kick-ass soundtrack. Seriously, check out Game Metal's remix of the main theme.
Was Blockbuster around at this time?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was mainly used for that because
Yeah.
you die as soon as you're hit.
Yeah.
Then we get Smash TV, Solar Jetman, Sonic Blast Man, Star Tropics.
Ooh, Star Tropics.
Star Tropics.
Love Star Tropics.
That needs to be remade.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Street Fighter 2010, The Final Fight.
Oh man, another
Yeah.
painfully
Yeah.
Kaizo monstrosity.
Ultima 4, The Final
That actually apparently has whose connection to Street Fighter and Final Fight, it still remains a mystery. I watched AVGN's review of it, and I still am not sure. Like, is it canon to Street Fighter
I don't think so.
or
I
Final
doubt it.
Fight?
I don't
Not
think so.
sure.
I know
Not
Final
sure.
Fight and Street Fighter share a canon or something like that.
Well,
I mean-
technically, I guess they are part of the same world because Poison.
I know
appears,
Poison is this Final Fight character before he appeared in Street Fighter.
Rolando or something, or I
Rolento?
don't know. Rolento, yeah. Rolento was a Final Fight boss. Andore was a Final Fight character. And of course, Cody, Guy, and Hagar, all Final Fight characters.
Hagar.
All in Street Fighter. So, I mean, I think they technically share a universe.
Yeah.
Then we get WCW Wrestling and WWF WrestleMania Challenge.
Oh,
Yeah, I played Challenge. So.
Challenge was awesome. I still own that.
Oh, nice.
X-Men 2, The Fall of the Mutants. And Yo Noid.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Game.
Annoyed. He ruins good pizzas. Until that one guy went crazy because his name was Noid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. The TurboGrafx 16, its launch price, $199.99.
Well, how much is that adjusted for inflation now?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
Man.
The Sega Genesis, on release, $189.
Ooh.
They very shortly after, I want to say it was 91, dropped it down to 150, I believe, to compete against the SNES because they were releasing Sonic.
Oh, yeah.
The Super Fancom and Flash Super Nintendo on release.
Wait, did you just say the Super Fancom? Super Famicom?
Famicom.
Yes. It's $199. And then we got the Neo Geo AES, which we had two versions of. The gold version, which was $649,
Holy shit.
Holy crap.
and the silver version, which was $399.
So these would be
Wow.
only orderable by catalog / magazine insert.
And that's why no kid you knew owned any of them.
Magazine
Basically, the Neo Geo was so expensive for one reason. It was literally an arcade cabinet's guts that you plugged into your TV.
Yeah,
The cartridges were ginormous because they weren't cartridges. They were full-on arcade cabinet boards in cases that you would plug into this.
Yep, arcade quality.
Did I seriously just say, oh my god, like a Valley girl?
Yeah.
Yep.
Then we got the Game Boy, which was $89.95.
Oh, man.
I got mine for my birthday that year.
I still have mine.
Oh, no,
I still have mine too. I need to do some repairs to it, but mine's still good.
I sold mine for rent money. Yeah.
Oh.
We got the Atari Lynx, which was $189.
My friend had that.
Oh, man.
The Sega Game Gear, $149.
Which ate up your battery so quickly.
And the Turbo Express NEC, which was $299.
See, I asked my parents
Something
to
I've
get me
never
that,
heard of.
but they didn't. But they couldn't get it for me since it was too expensive.
Yeah, the Turbo Express was basically
What
played
was that?
your TurboGrafx cards on a portable.
And wasn't it able to play TV too?
I believe you could plug it. Well, no, that was I believe the Sega Nomad.
Oh yeah.
The Nomad had the ability to pick up off the air television, which of course you can't do anymore because digital version.
And that ends 1990.
What a year!
Yeah. No, I mean like that was one hell of a freaking year between like just the innovation, the competition starting to show up.
Also, go on.
I mean, like it's definitely a hell of a turning point in terms of like video gaming because Nintendo kind of saved video games in the United States in '85 after the whole crash of '83, and then they held such a stranglehold on it to the point that for years, the most like uninformed person would refer to a video game as a Nintendo. And same with your handheld devices. You know, like you could have a
Game Boy.
You could have a Lynx. You know, you could. And I mean, like if you had one of those, it was like, yeah,
like your parents would call it a Game Boy.
You know, it's like, oh, put down the Game Boy.
I mean, hell, even when I had a DS. My parents would call it a Game Boy.
So I mean, like that tells you a little something about like the status of the industry.
Yeah.
And the culture.
But then suddenly a new challenger appeared.
Yep. Challengers decided to get a bit more brazen because, like, yeah, the Master System didn't really sell. The Genesis comes out. It doesn't have anything really of note, and then 91 hits, and they've got Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic.
It was to be the antithesis. And the thing is they had the jump on the 16-bit graphics as well over Nintendo. They saw that the SNES came out in Japan, and those early titles came out in Japan. Sega saw that the games didn't perform at the speed that Sega's games were performing at, and Sonic was there to basically be that huge, like, we go fast!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And everything from Nintendo released in 91 in the States would not have that kind of speed, that you know, crispness that the Genesis would have as a result.
On the other hand, Sonic 1 wasn't very good. I mean, it was decent. I mean,
it was foundation.
We will talk about Sonic. We will talk about Sonic when we get to it. We get to Sonic when we talk about it.
Yeah. All right. I'll save my comments.
That was 1990.
Yeah, but I was 9 years old in 1990.
Yep.
I wasn't even born
playing
yet.
ColecoVision in '90.
Yep. And We'll now take a short break, and we'll be back with 1990.
Stanley! What's up? Sir!
Greetings, heroes! Stanley's here to battle. It's the mind behind the Hulk against the geek beneath the flag. I'm just your friendly neighborhood writer man with a secret identity of a super MC whose raps are as dark as my shade. You squealing like you're in trouble now, Jimmy. You dirty old hippie. Your beard needs a little bit of snip and skippy. Heck, that face on your neck ain't sexy. Your one pot sweetums, the other pot skexy. Step up to Lee and you get your butt kicked. Your Muppet Snuffleupagus stuff is butt kiss. I'm broke for Rigno and the comics code. So keep your frog and pig show moving right along down the road.
I'm glad you got that out. That anger can clutter your mind. But you're a creative man, Stanley. Yeah. So let's just leave it behind. Cause I can sense your tension. Once the verbal fencing starts commencing, there is no defense against the dense Jim Henson is dispensing. And I'm clenching all your strings like you're a puppet in suspension. Call your superhero friends in. Yeah, cause you're gonna need a vengeance. Let me mention, I'm impressed by all the vision that it took for you to sign your name on all of Jack Kirby's comic books.
Nice try, Frogman, but Jack was a friend of mine. But that was a low blow. He did his own thing, and now you've made it clobbering time. Long you taught children to count and spell. Then you taught your own kids how to drop your wife harder than you flopped on SNL. I'm telling you, Henson, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I'm a marvel of a party pooper. I'll snap your turtleneck like a doozer stick and put you out to pasture like Mr. Hooper. I'm sorry, Jim. Sometimes I can't control my rage. Honestly, there's a lot of things that you can't control at my age. But the truth is, I miss you. You were gone too soon. You were like watching a beautiful sunset at noon.
Oh, Stan, don't be sad. We all have a time to go. Yeah. Most of the internet thought that you died 12 years ago. But the poor will always be fantastic. The hope will always be incredible. The words you wove within the hearts of heroes are indelible. There is no beef between us. We're two minds of the same kind. And there is no man who could ever muck with what we've left behind.
I rock the mic properly! Turning profits, I got the key! I'm the juggernaut of stacking knots unstoppably! The Disneyland lord of your intellectual property! So get back to work! That's my time you're wasting! I didn't buy you for billions so you could play around debating! You belong to Disney, which means you stay busy! Cranking out magic and assembly line whimsy!